It's June 2014, Leo, and I'm Dadhichi with your monthly horoscope. And it just occurred to me as I started talking, because I was about to address the issue of relationships this month, that the image that came to me was cumulonimbus clouds. You know, I used to always love clouds as a kid. I don't have much time to look at them now, even though some might say my head is in the clouds. But you're wondering what the analogy is here. Well, you know, the way clouds morph, you know, it appears they stay the same, but the more you look at them, if you just keep looking, you think, oh, that's right, that was changing and I didn't even notice it. Relationships are very much like that. And this is where relationships can catch us out. We settle into a mode of relating to the person as we know them, or rather, should I say, as we knew them. Because everything is changing, everyone is changing, everyone is developing, the personalities are growing, the events in life shape our character, shape our personalities and who we become. And of course, over time, those relationships must inevitably change too. But just as when I was a kid watching the clouds, I didn't quite realise the clouds were changing until much time later, when the rabbit turned into the giraffe, right? That this beautiful relationship we had is now not so beautiful and requires a whole new set of psychological tools that you may not have. Well, you better get working. You're going to need some psychological tools to deal with life, not just now, but in the future. You need to start collecting those tools. You need the toolbox that you can use for all occasions. You see now, if we look at the horoscope, the sign of Aquarius, it's a radical sign. It's a sign that can produce many ups and downs for Leos in relationship. Possibly too, because Leo is ruled by the icon of the lion in the jungle. You need to sense that prowess. You need to explore and to understand relationships. Now, if that sense of adventure and understanding is taken away from you, then that can create some very deep and disturbing elements in your life and your relationships in particular. How can you deal with that, I guess, is the question. Some of the aspects this month, I like to relate back to this morphing quality to your relationships and how you may have not quite been able to keep up with transition from rabbit to giraffe, right? So you need to be flexible, that's the first thing, and that's hard for the fixed signs of the zodiac. You know, Leo is a fixed, what we call an immutable sign. So it's not easy for you to adjust yourself when these sorts of things happen. We see communication could also be at odds around the middle of the month with Mars in that hard aspect to Pluto. Just before that, on the 13th, the hard aspect of Venus to Saturn. Saturn is one of the rulers of your 7th house. Venus is your career sector, or to a large extent, the development of your ego. It's being challenged now, and relationships for some of you may really, really be such a big test, you don't exactly know how to deal with that. Hence my advice to you to start, open the bag of tricks up, examine the tools, your knife's nice and sharp, the screwdriver's working, do you have all the new digital stuff? I mean, relationships require some sort of, I guess, technical innovation if you're going to be one step ahead of them. You have an opportunity around the 21st when the sun moves to the quiet part of your horoscope, the 12th house. That's a spiritual house, but it's a reflective house too, so you can really reflect on this. What I'm suggesting here may not happen this month. I'm just giving you some points with which to move forward. Hopefully what I'm suggesting to you can itself be a tool that can open new doors for you during this oncoming period. And this 12th house is very much a house of reflection, looking back on how you've dealt with the relationship themselves. I don't want you focusing on the negative stuff. You need to start focusing on the positive stuff. The relationship is purely going to reflect the degree of energy you're putting into it. That's the most important ingredient, the most important tool, if you want to ask me right here and now what I can suggest. It's the energy you put into it, the positive energy that you put into it. So work on that. That will be clear to you when Venus moves to the 11th house. That's a very fulfilling sector. It's a social sector. It's one of the feel-good aspects, if I could put it that way. But that being said, the final aspect of the month, the Venus in square to Neptune, can prove to be very heady, can prove to be one of over-imagination. So keep your relationships real. Don't try to take them to where they don't need to be or where they can't possibly be. That too is an important tool. As you can see, the tools I'm trying to give you here aren't specific formula. They are more patterns of awareness, patterns of openness of the heart, which can help you deal with this single theme that I'm talking about this month in your relationships. Hope it's helped. It's only a brief look. You can get more detail at astrology.com.au on the daily, monthly and yearly pages. Don't forget also our free psychic oracles and many practitioners there, including myself, that are more than happy to help you if you want to have a more detailed analysis. Till next month, good luck. Take care now. Bye-bye.